From this momentarily to hear live from Bernie Sanders, just finishing up a meeting with President Obama.
Ends up being about is one word, and that is turnout. We're feeling really good about where we are, and if there is a large voter turnout, I'm not saying we could do what Barack Obama did in 2008. I wish we could, but I don't think we can. But if there is a large turnout, I think we win. If not, I think we're going to be struggling. And then we go to New Hampshire, and we're going to fight as hard as we can for a week in New Hampshire, and I'm thinking we have a pretty good chance there. Then we're going to Nevada and South Carolina, and by the way, I think we're going to do a lot better in those states than people think we are. And then we head out to Super Tuesday. We were just in Minnesota yesterday, had a phenomenal turnout in St. Paul. We had 15,000 people out. In St. Paul, we had 6,000 people out. In Duluth, we're feeling pretty good. So I think the American people, working people, young people, want to see real movement in this country, and I think we are tapping into that energy, and I think we stand a very good chance to do well in Iowa and forward.
Did you ask the president's endorsement?
No, of course not. What the president has tried to do, what Vice President Biden has tried to do, is to be as even-handed as they can be. And I know there was some discussion the other day about a Politico interview where he was tipping the scale towards Secretary Clinton. I don't believe that at all. I think he and the Vice President have tried to be fair and even-handed in the process, and I expect they will continue to be that way. No. No.
Any points of disagreement with the president today?
Look, let me, I think everybody knows that for the last 7 years, well, before that, Barack Obama, when he was a United States Senator, was kind enough to come to Vermont and campaign for me, and I've never forgotten that. In 2008, I did my best to see that he would be elected president, campaigned hard for him, and as I did in 2012. But it is also no secret that we have, as is the case in a democratic society, we have differences of opinion. I was on the floor of the Senate for 8.5 hours in disagreement with him over taxes. We disagree over the TPP. But by and large, over the last 7 years, on major issue after major issue, I have stood by his side where he has taken on unprecedented Republican obstructionism and has tried to do the right thing for the American people.
Is your campaign going to go negative against Hillary Clinton?
Did you ask the president? Did you make any requests? Or?
No. It was just a discussion to just get myself updated on some of the current issues facing this country, how we most effectively deal with ISIS, his assessment about Iran, and how we work with Iran and our relationship with Iran. That's what it was about.
Do you think Hillary Clinton?
I'm sorry?
Was there anybody else in the meeting?
No.
Do you think Hillary Clinton is overplayed her closeness with the White House and with President Obama?
I think the people of Iowa will make that decision in a few days. I can't say that.
Michigan, sir.
How would you tackle the threat of ISIS differently than how this president and this administration?
Look, frankly, and we did talk about this. As you all know, I voted against the war in Iraq. And that's a major point of difference between Secretary Clinton and myself. We both received the same information and we came to a different conclusion. And as I mentioned to the president, I, in my small state of Vermont, went to too many funerals of wonderful young people. And I'm very happy to tell you that in the last few years, I have not gone to funerals of young men or women in our military. I think what the president is trying to do is the right thing. And what he is trying to do is keep our young men and women in the military out of a perpetual war in the quagmire of the Middle East. And what he is trying to do, and what I will try to do, is put together a coalition of the major powers with the Muslim people on the ground, the Muslim nations, Muslim troops. Because at the end of the day, as King Abdullah recently reminded us, this is a war for the soul of Islam against people like ISIS and their barbarity that has hijacked that religion. And what Abdullah reminds us is that at the end of the day, it must be the Muslim people and their military to destroy ISIS with the support of the major powers in the country. And I think that's what the president is trying to do. Okay, we got to get going. Thank you very
You
much.
participate in the February 4th debate.
What do you think of Donald Trump not being part of the Fox debate? What do you think of Donald Trump?
Senator Bernie Sanders, after his meeting at the White House with President Obama, he heads next to Mason, Iowa. Speaking tonight, we'll have live coverage here on C-SPAN 2 at 8 o'clock Eastern. Also, live coverage of the White House briefing, we hope, coming up here shortly. We'll take you back live now to yesterday's event with Senator Sanders